folks, this is the Wright Flow Show. The Wright Flow Show, where we talk about getting your mind right in order to get your money right. And today we have a guest, Brian Collins. He's a mortgage broker out of Pendleton, Indiana. And we're going to have an interview with him. And I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. And we're going to get right into it. Brian, tell me a little bit about yourself and where you're from.
Well, thanks for having me on the show here, Armand. So I'm out of Pendleton, Indiana. I grew up pretty much in the Noblesville area most of my life. Originally born in Texas, though, so not a true Hoosier, but I've been adopted in. Over the past 8 years, I've lived in Pendleton, and that's where I'm at now. So
awesome. So how did you get started in the business?
So it's actually interesting. I went to church with a fellow who was telling people that his company was hiring for an inside sales position, and I had worked pretty closely with purchasing my home and refinancing my home with another gentleman that was actually a loan officer. So I kind of already had an idea of what a loan officer was, but when my friend from church was talking about this inside sales position, he didn't give me too many details until I had the interview. Then I found out it was a loan officer position. So I was pretty interested at that point. But making a big change in your life to go from one industry to another, sometimes people can resist the change. And I was that type of person. I was going to tell them no, that I didn't want the job. And I was in a different field working, even though I kind of knew what the job would entail. I ended up getting let go of where I was, and I really didn't have a choice. So I took the job and I fell in love with it.
Awesome.
So it was really good timing.
Awesome. So I guess that kind of ties into, why did you decide to become a mortgage broker?
Well, so after being working for a lender, it's not every day you get to help somebody in such a tangible way, achieving lifelong goals. Purchasing a home is, for everybody, is one of the most climactic achievements that they can have in a lifetime. Some people are able to achieve it multiple times, but just helping clients do that and help them with refinances, save money, and all that good stuff. It's really enjoyable for me.
Nice, man. That's awesome, man. I love helping people, as a real estate broker and a real estate investor, buying houses or selling houses to people, helping people obtain that American dream of home ownership. That's awesome. So as a mortgage broker, describe your business model.
Well, so as a mortgage broker, I've just started the company last year, so it's really just me. Okay. And the way the process works with being a mortgage broker, I place the loan with the lender, so I'm working directly with the lender to pretty much process the loan myself. As I grow, I'll probably bring on loan officer assistance, but I'm not at that capacity just yet.
Gotcha. That's awesome, man. Starting a new adventure and entrepreneurship. That's what's one thing, as far as a real estate broker, real estate investor, starting a new adventure, working for yourself is challenging. And I usually share with people, don't underestimate the amount of work that is in. A lot of people make it sound like it's easy, but anything worth having is not easy to obtain.
That's the truth.
Yes, sir. Okay, how do you go about attracting new business?
So the first thing I did was actually reached out to my sphere of influence, just let them know what I was doing. And, a lot of times people don't know what you're doing. So you can't be a secret agent. You got to let people know.
Right.
And then from that point, I started reaching out to real estate agents, trying to connect, network. Nice. Joined a networking group out in Noblesville. It's called H7. It's pretty interesting how they're professionals, similar to like a BNI, but not as strict. And then before all that, I've gotten into a coaching program, and I wasn't seeing too much results from the coaching program. It was probably a little bit too high level. They didn't get down into the nitty gritty of everything, but yeah, so that's where I'm at now.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So do you have like a specialty, like a certain specialty of loans that you deal with, or you pretty much you work with pretty much handle just everyone?
I'll take them all for sure.
Awesome.
What what I enjoy doing the most is helping first-time home buyers, being able to educate them about the process and kind of demystify what a home purchase looks like is a specialty of mine. I have a pretty good sense of what it takes to get the loan done, and I know it almost like the back of my hand. So being able to share that and ease people's nerves, you feel all the different emotions when you're purchasing a house. So being able to walk people through that, I like doing that.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So I know this has been a year. So what's like the best month that you had, and how did you go about achieving that high target?
Well, so my best month with the company, I funded over $1 million. It was actually February of this year. So really, it was starting out with my company. It was reaching out to past clients and my sphere of influence, and it just happened to be that I was able to close that many in one period. The best month that I ever had was actually, I think it was in 2020 when interest rates were super low. I ended up closing 12 transactions in 1 month, and probably the coolest thing I ever did. I had 5 clients clear to close in one day.
Jeez.
So that was a pretty busy day.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was awesome.
Man, that's awesome, man. Congratulations on that. So with you're welcome. So with your networking group, do you find that like beneficial in generating new leads?
To be honest, not yet. I've only been in it maybe about 4 months, and I've probably given out more business than I've received.
Oh, wow. Well,
there's insurance agents in there.
Yes, absolutely. I used to be in a BNI group not too long ago, just a couple months ago. And it was just the niche my niche was property management, and of the real estate broker and the mortgage lender. I mean, they constantly generate business. I think that's like the foundation of the group. But mine, because you can have like one niche in BNI. So mine was property management, and it didn't work out too well for me. But being in there, I mean, there's some other different experiences as far as networking with different contractors and just having like a array of resources. And our whole philosophy for the group, which is a really good philosophy, is a giver's gain. Just like what I'm trying to do here is, you give in order to give, and then in return you end up gaining. Just the giver's gain philosophy is pretty cool. So, so for a new person on that giver's gain philosophy, what kind of advice would you give somebody brand new, say someone that's just out of high school and say they want to, jump in? What kind of advice would you give them?
Man, probably the biggest thing is to find a company that's going to be able to give you leads, and pay for I guess first to pay for your training to get your license. There's companies out there who will help you get your license, and then they'll kind of teach you about the loan process and all that stuff. But taking it a further step, on your own, researching guidelines, making sure what products you can offer makes a world of a difference in your confidence and ability to get loans done.
Okay, that's awesome. So, what's like a most challenging part that you found of the business, and how did you go about handling, a big challenging obstacle that you had?
Well, so there's always different things that creep up in a transaction. I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
I'll tell you a recent story. I'm working on a purchase up in northern Indiana, and the seller, he owns a property that my buyer is trying to purchase, and he also owns parcels around that property. And he wanted to transfer the parcels around the property into an LLC. And he did it himself. And this is why it's important always to have a professional help you with things. He ended up transferring the parcel of the property that my buyer's trying to buy into this LLC. So when I got the title work, my underwriter was hitting me with an FHA flipping rule. So we had to go back to the title company to work with the seller to have them re-record the deed for the surrounding parcels. So that way he records the accurate parcel number with the county. So that way it doesn't show up on the title work of the property he's trying to sell.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. Always work with professional guys. I mean, you're hearing it right here. I know from from a real estate broker standpoint, a lot of people try to do different things on their own and end up paying more in the end. Always work with professionals, especially transferring titles and things like that. I know my big thing is I've seen guys use the quick claim deed in order to buy properties. Just my personal philosophy. The only time I use a quick claim deed, it was from me and a family member or something, somebody that you know and trust. And then even then, you still better double check, make sure everything's correct. Yeah, always go with the professionals. And see, what kind of habits would you say contributes to your success?
I would say being resilient and persistent. So,
awesome.
In our industry, nothing's ever guaranteed. So you got to have the resilience to kind of go against the grain when things get tough, or you're on that roller coaster of sales up and down, and just keep going, being persistent.
Awesome. So kind of closing things up, if someone wants to contact you, and another thing too, because people watching this are from all over. I'm originally from Ohio, and so people are all over. So can you do loans in other states, or are you just here in Indiana?
So currently I'm actually licensed in Florida and Indiana.
Awesome.
But that's not to say that I won't be in more states later down the road. But right now I've got realtor connections in Florida that allow me to help clients there, and I'm located here in Indiana, so naturally this is where I do the majority of my business.
Okay, and you can do loans all throughout the state, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All over the place.
Awesome. So if someone wants to contact you, you can kind of put out your social media, your contact information, so they can get in touch with you.
Yeah, so if you want to Google Primetime Home Loans, that'll pull up my Google listing. But my phone number is 317-751-7005. And then my email is brian.collins@primetime.loans. That's LOANS. So there's no .com on there.
Awesome. Okay, well, that's kind of wrapping it up on the Wright Flow Show. Man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you taking the time to interview. And if anybody's looking to get a mortgage loan done in Indiana or Florida, or if you have any questions about the process and you're anywhere, just give Brian a call, reach out to him. Let's get him some more business. All right, man, I appreciate you, man. You have a great one.
Appreciate it, Armand. You take care.
Okay, you too. Thank you. All right, that's kind of concluded, man. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Yeah. So that was my first time doing one of those too. So hopefully it wasn't too bad.
No, I thought he was great. I mean, I was using a lot of uhs and ahs, but it seemed like all the professional training, the ones I've been following, the uhs and ahs make you feel more natural. I was like, okay, that's kind of naturally into my my vocabulary anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So that's cool, man. Let's see. That kind of wraps up the interview, but what we could do is maybe, I don't know, 6 months to a year, circle back and get, another one. But once I, say what we do from here, it's going to edit that first part off, obviously edit this part off at the end. And then we, put it up on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I send you a link, and then also I tag you, and I have an assistant. I don't know if you've seen her on some of the videos too, Sam.
I think so.
Yeah, so she, I can get her involved with the editing and stuff, and then posting everything out. Cool. And the goal is just to, drum up some business, send some business your way.
Hey man, that'd be awesome. I'd be really excited to be able to do a transaction with you.
Yeah, and then as I come across someone that's looking for a lender, I definitely, send them your way. Because I was sending them to a Fairway Mortgage. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I've been sending, really, that's pretty much the only person I've been sending them to, Fairway Mortgage. But yeah, as I come across people that's looking to get a loan, I definitely send them your way.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate you, man. Well, I'm going to head around and get into a couple things. I know you got a few things you need to do as well.
Are you on Facebook?
Yes, it's under my name, Armand Wright.
Yeah, I'll shoot you a friend request.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah,
cool, man.
All right, cool. Hey, thank you, man. You have a good one.
Hey, you too. Talk to you later.
All right, later.